On Delta TV main news tonight, federal government begins diplomatic engagement with South African authorities over killings of 2 Nigerians. Nigerian Port Authority discharges petroleum products and other commodities at the Apapa, Lekki and Tinkan Island port in Lagos. And abroad, Russia marks its annual May 9 Victory Day parade, commemorating the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. I am Blessing Usiagbada. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. Now the news in detail. The federal government has begun diplomatic engagement with South African authorities over the killing of 2 Nigerians in separate incidents involving security operatives in the country. Nigeria's acting ambassador to South Africa, Mr. Temitope Ajayi, in a statement, disclosed that the Nigerian mission had raised a diplomatic note to the highest level of the South African government, demanding a thorough investigation and justice for the victims. Mr. Ajayi explained that the first incident occurred on April 24 in Pretoria, where a Nigerian was allegedly shot after an encounter with members of the South African Police Service. He noted that the second incident happened on April 26 in Port Elizabeth, where another Nigerian reportedly died after alleged torture by South African military operatives over suspected drug-related activities, adding that the victim later died in hospital from injuries sustained during the incident. The acting ambassador stated that both cases were unrelated to recent xenophobic demonstrations in South Africa, stressing that the Nigerian mission was pushing for concrete action and accountability. He said the incident had been referred to the appropriate investigative bodies as concerns continue to grow over recurring xenophobic violence and attacks on foreign nationals, including Nigerians in South Africa. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has condemned rising xenophobic attacks against African migrants in South Africa and called on the Congress of South African Trade Unions to intensify campaigns against violence targeting foreigners. NLC President Comrade Joe Ajaero, in a statement, described the attacks as a threat to African unity and workers' solidarity. Comrade Ajaero also criticized South African authorities for failing to adequately protect migrants and their businesses, calling for the arrest and prosecution of those responsible. He warned that unchecked xenophobia could spread across Africa and weaken labor movement on the continent. Christians have been urged to remain steadfast in faith, embrace peace, and live righteously in order to enjoy long life. The vicar of the St. Philip's Anglican Church, West End, Asaba, Venerable Christian Okonkwo, stated this during the 100th birthday celebration of Pa Emmanuel Ogbeche Thanksgiving service held at the St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Idumujiboko, and Ocha North local government area. Venerable Okonkwo commended centenarian Pa Emmanuel Ogbeche and his family for their unwavering support to the church, describing the celebration as a testimony of God's faithfulness. He noted that the celebrant, regarded as the oldest man in his quarter, remains a symbol of wisdom, history, and inspiration to the community. Governor Sheriff Oborewore, who attended the celebration, described Pa Emmanuel Ogbeche as a fulfilled man whose life of discipline, faith, and dedication to family had become a shining example to younger generations. He noted that the celebrant's greatest achievement was the quality of children he raised and the values he instilled in them. Speaking on behalf of the family, the managing director of Rain Oil Group, Chief Gabriel Ogbeche, thanked his father for the sacrifices he made in raising the family and ensuring his children received quality education and proper upbringing despite limited resources. The state government has vowed to arrest and prosecute culprits in the burgling of phone shops along the Nebisi Road and other parts of the state capital. The secretary to the state government, Dr. Kingsley Emu, pledged this while addressing representatives of phone dealers whose shops had been repeatedly targeted by thieves as they staged a peaceful protest to the government house. Dr. Emu commended the dealers for their comportment, assuring them that the government would collaborate with security agencies and relevant stakeholders to address the situation and safeguard their businesses. Spokesman for the phone and accessories dealers, Mr. Victor Uche, said over 30 shops had been burgled in the past 2 years, pushing many business owners towards bankruptcy, and called on the government to intervene. The Nigeria Port Authority (NPA) has said 29 ships are discharging petroleum products and other commodities at the Apapa, Lekki, and Tinkan Island ports in Lagos. The authority explained that 8 of the vessels were discharging petroleum products, including petrol, diesel, bulk gas, and aviation fuel. It added that the development was part of ongoing activities aimed at ensuring steady supply of essential products across the country. According to the NPA, the remaining 21 ships were discharging buckwheat, general cargo, fresh fish, trucks, containers, and base oil at the various ports in Lagos. The Nigerian Police Force, in collaboration with the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has uncovered and dismantled a sophisticated examination malpractice syndicate during the conduct of this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) at the College of Education, Warri South Local Government Area of the state. The operation reportedly followed intelligence-led investigations into attempts to compromise the examination process through technology-assisted fraud and unauthorized remote access to examination systems. Police Public Relations Officer, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Anthony Placid, who disclosed this to newsmen at the Force Headquarters, Abuja, said preliminary investigations revealed that unauthorized remote access was illegally gained into candidates' computer systems while the examination was ongoing. He said coordinated police operations based on digital forensic leads led to the arrest of 3 suspects linked to the criminal activity, while investigations continued into other centers suspected to have engaged in similar acts. The police explained JAM had withdrawn results from the affected centers pending the conclusion of investigations, while affected candidates would be rescheduled for mop-up examinations in line with established procedures. It warned candidates, center operators, and collaborators against engaging in examination malpractice, cyber-assisted fraud, and unauthorized system intrusion, stressing its commitment to prosecuting criminal networks undermining the nation's education system. Meanwhile, the management of the College of Education, Warri, has denied allegations the Nigerian Defense Academy for the 2026 academic session will close on Friday, May 15. Dr. Ogenesiwe, in a statement, disclosed that the application is open to male and female Nigerians aged between 17 and 21 years, with at least 5 credits in SSCE, GCE, or NECO examinations, adding that the application fee of 7,000 naira is payable through Remitter on the official portal www.ndaapplications.net. He advised eligible candidates in the state to register through JAMB, choose the NDA as first choice institution, and sit for the UTME as part of the admission requirements. Dr. Ogenesiwe added that applicants are required to create profiles on the portal using valid email addresses and phone numbers. The Director General further explained that candidates must generate an RRR code for payment, complete the online application form, upload relevant credentials including SSCE results, and print the acknowledgement slip after submission. Dr. Ogenesiwe stated that the screening test for the 78th regular course of the NDA will hold on Saturday, June 6, 2026. He noted that successful candidates would undergo a 4-year degree program and be commissioned as officers into the Nigerian Armed Forces by the President and Commander-in-Chief. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has said it has intensified disease surveillance across the country following reports of an international hantavirus outbreak linked to cruise ship travel involving multiple countries. Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, in a statement, reassured Nigerians that there was currently no confirmed case of hantavirus in the country, noting that the overall risk to the public remained low. He explained that the disease was mainly spread through rodents and could cause fever, gastrointestinal symptoms, and severe respiratory complications in some cases. Dr. Idris said the agency had activated enhanced surveillance measures to prevent possible importation of the disease and ensure early detection of suspected cases. He urged Nigerians to maintain clean surroundings, prevent rodent infestation, properly store food items, and observe good hygiene practices. Three suspected armed robbers had been arrested by operatives of the State Police Command during a stop-and-search operation at the Head Bridge, Asaba. Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe said the suspects were intercepted on Wednesday while officers of the Buffalo Patrol Team were conducting routine security checks at the boundary between Delta and Anambra states. SP Edafe explained that the operatives stopped a black Toyota Land Cruiser Jeep with registration number ABJ254CD and identified the occupant as Mr. Chukwu Emeka Okeke, Mr. Ndodo Tochukwu, and Mr. Oraka Chukwu. He stated that acting on suspicion, the officers searched the vehicle and recovered 2 pump-action guns loaded with 7 live cartridges. The police spokesman said the suspects and the recovered weapons were taken into custody while investigation continued. The State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Yemi Oyeniyi, commended the operatives for their vigilance and professionalism, assuring Deltans that the command would sustain proactive policing and intelligence-driven operations to curb criminal activities and the movement of illegal arms across the state. You're watching Delta TV Main News. Still to come, Russia marks its annual May 9 Victory Day parade, commemorating the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II. Details of this report and many more will come your way shortly. Please stay with us.
Delta State I dey so. With wetin I dey see so, very soon Delta State go be like Canada, America.
Na Delta State today. For front, na one of the bridges where Governor Sheriff don already commissioned.
In fact, I dey abroad.
I dey abroad.
About you go wake up. Gary don't finish for house.
I dey abroad.
Okay, you do Obukoku Ogenekewe Street. I beg, I won't go buy Gary.
Collect money for that trouser.
Okpako, you never hear what did happen.
Say rain start early this year.
Governor Sheriff, you don't approve 200,000 naira special allowance. Now welfare package for doctors waiting for Delta State. Yes, so.
You know say I study medicine small.
They study medicine small.
I be for even, you know.
You know say Governor Sheriff, you know they do all those things so. Now strictly merit based, free of any form of payment or mago.
The more agenda, they turn Delta State to a hub for agro-industrial growth where investment dey thrive. Now as a result of a peaceful and business-friendly environment when Governor Sheriff dey create for Delta State. Governor Sheriff focus on practical solutions where they make life easy for Deltans. Abi you know hear of the new CNG station for Asaba. When they deliver in partnership with Nipco Gas, it go also ease the pressure of rising fuel costs. I go patronize them. You say? I say I go patronize them. With your wheelbarrow.
From roads to drainage systems cutting across multiple communities for Delta State, Governor Sheriff came prepared. More than the way I say prepared.
More agenda, nari matter.
Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
Thank you so much for staying tuned and welcome back to Delta TV Main News. Now let's bring you news around the world. Russia has marked its annual May 9 Victory Day parade commemorating the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II. President Vladimir Putin said used the event to link Russia's war in Ukraine to the sacrifices of the Soviet era, describing troops fighting in Ukraine as defending the country against what he called Western-backed aggression. In a major shift, this year's parade featured no display of heavy military hardware for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Instead, pre-recorded videos highlighting Russia's drone, air defense, and strategic military capabilities were shown across Moscow's Red Square and state media. 3 people have been killed after a volcanic eruption on Indonesia's Mount Dukono trapped hikers near the crater. Authorities say Singapore nationals and an Indonesian citizen were among the victims. 20 climbers, including 9 foreigners and 11 local hikers, were on the mountain when the volcano erupted. 17 have been rescued, while search efforts continue for others. Indonesia's rescue agency says over 100 emergency personnel supported by military teams and thermal drones are involved in the operation. 2 missing Singapore nationals have been found near the crater, but their condition remains unclear. And now to business. The equities market bounced back from its bearish trend yesterday, ending the week on a bullish note as investors raked in 3.24 trillion naira in gains. Accordingly, the all-share index advanced by 5,041.22 points or 2.10% to settle at 244,775.83, up from 239,734.61 posted in the previous trading session. Consequently, the year-to-date return rose to 57.30%, while market breadth closed positive as well, recording 45 gainers against 31 losers. On the gainers chart, Dangote Cement, Cadbury, Mercure, Nymeth, and Living Trust Mortgage led by 10% each, settling at 1,088 naira, 72.60 naira, 72.60 naira, 9.90 naira, and 3.52 naira per share. On the flip side, UACN and industrial and medical gases led the losers chart by 10% each, finishing at 171 naira and 42.30 naira per share. In the same vein, Etana fell by 9.93%, closing at 33.55 naira. Len Africa dipped by 9.89%, ending the session at 8.20 naira, and Deep Capital Management shared 9.69%, settling at 5.50 naira per share. Further analysis showed that market activity declined for the day, as total volume traded fell by 36.89% to 1.16 billion shares valued at 59.80 billion naira in 72,733 deals. Access Corporation emerged as the most traded stock by volume, with 104.43 million shares exchanged, accounting for 9.04% of the day's total volume. MTN Nigeria led in value terms with transactions worth 7.39 billion naira, representing 12.35% of the total value traded. Still in business, the Nigerian Revenue Service, formerly known as the Federal Inland Revenue Service, has accredited AfriInvoice Nigeria Limited as a system integrator for the country's mandatory electronic invoicing system under the Merchant Buyer Solution platform. The accreditation authorizes the company to connect businesses directly to the NRS real-time invoicing infrastructure, aimed at improving secure and compliant digital tax reporting nationwide. Founder of AfriInvoice, Mark Odenore, described the development as a major milestone for both the company and Nigeria's digital tax transformation drive. Strategic Lead and Operations Director Fatimata Naing said the company's approach combines tax expertise, regulatory insight, and technology to help businesses improve compliance and reduce operational risks. AfriInvoice says the accreditation will enable it to support organizations with real-time invoice transmission, stronger data governance, and evolving compliance requirements as Nigeria advances its digital tax system. And now, in the world of sports, African champions, Super Falcons of Nigeria, will embark on a training tour in the United Kingdom later this month. The training tour will serve as part of the Super Falcons' preparation for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The 10-time African champions will engage in one friendly during the camping exercise, which will hold from May 23 to 28, according to Savvy News. Head coach Justin Madugu will use the opportunity to access new players, with majority of the key stars expected to miss out due to club commitments. The Super Falcons were due to face Cape Verde in double-header friendlies at the Remo Star Stadium last month. The fixtures were, however, called off after Cape Verde announced they would not honor them. Madugu's side are expected to engage in friendlies during the next FIFA international window, scheduled for June 7 to 14. The Nigeria Basketball Federation has appointed David Fisdale as the new head coach of Nigeria's senior men's national basketball team, the Tigers. Fisdale will bring a wealth of NBA experience to the role, having previously served as head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies and New York Knicks. Newly appointed D Tigers head coach David Fisdale has expressed excitement after taking charge of Nigeria's senior men's basketball team. Fisdale revealed that former D Tigers coach Mike Brown played a key role in encouraging him to accept the position. Now, our thought for the day. Life is a balance between holding on and letting go. To end Delta TV main news, here are some of our major stories. The federal government has begun diplomatic engagement with South African authorities over the killing of 2 Nigerians in separate incident involving security operatives in the country. Nigeria's acting ambassador to South Africa, Mr. Temitope Ajayi, in a statement, disclosed that the Nigerian mission had raised a diplomatic note to the highest level of the South African government, demanding a thorough investigation and justice for the victims. The Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, has said 29 ships are discharging petroleum products and other commodities at the Apapa, Lekki, and Tinkan Island ports in Lagos. The authority explained that 8 of the vessels were discharging petroleum products, including petrol, diesel, bulk gas, and aviation fuel. And abroad, Russia has marked its annual May 9 Victory Day parade, commemorating the Soviet Union's defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II. President Vladimir Putin used the event to link Russia's war in Ukraine to the sacrifices of the Soviet era, describing troops fighting in Ukraine as defending the country against what he called Western-backed aggression. That ends Delta TV main news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You can also follow our news online on Facebook and YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website at www.dbsasaba.com. I am Blessing Usiagwada, wishing you a peaceful night. Goodbye for now.